Hey, good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majeski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your weather update here on your October 28th, 2025. Well, as expected, cloudy today. We still got those easterly winds, a little drizzle around, but not any real rains yet. We're going to get that coming back at us on Wednesday. So pretty much what we saw on Monday, we're going to repeat and do it again on Wednesday, and we're going to have some decent rains across North Georgia. We're going to give you an update on your Halloween forecast and as well as let you know how that weekend's looking as well on this report. But before we get going, if you're new here to the YouTube channel and you live anywhere across North Georgia, please help us out if you can. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future weather updates just like these. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look there in Dahlonega. Boy, you got kind of a gray sky, a little bit of a wet camera lens there as we've kind of had the drizzle and that east wind all day today. So kind of miserable out there with that wedge in place. Also seeing the cloudy skies down toward Lake Lanier as well. And again, we're expecting the real rains to arrive tomorrow. In fact, some of those rains may be a little bit on the hefty side as we do have marginal risk for some isolated flooding here across North Georgia. So, you know, we're talking about areas up toward Dahlonega and Helen and over toward getting up toward Ellijay and Dalton and Clayton, you know, the Blue Ridge. Areas up there could see some heavy rain, especially across the northeast sections. And you'll see that I'll show you the rain totals here in just a second. Now, the radar is clear and will remain that way for the rest of the day. Maybe a few showers heading in for tonight and definitely staying on the cloudy skies. Look at all these clouds here across the southeast. We probably won't break some real sunshine maybe Thursday afternoon the way things are currently tracking. All right, looking at your regional perspective, again, we're all stuck in the 50s out there. You're looking at 53 over near the Kennesaw area. Commerce is sitting at only 50 degrees right now, so definitely cool. There's that rain back off toward our west. That's going to be moving in. We got an upper level low that's kind of diving in here with a cold core. And I still think some of the mountains up in North Carolina, Tennessee might see a little bit of light snow at the higher elevations. I'm still thinking that's in the forecast here. Now, of course, the big weather news for today, I'm sure everybody's heard this, is that we had the strongest hurricane on record to make landfall. 185 mile per hour winds. The pressure was down to 892 millibars. That's the third strongest on record. And I tell you, the tourist side of the island, the far west end near Montego Bay, that thing's going to be completely decimated, just utterly destroyed. And the far eastern side of the island, I think they'll be okay because the winds were so tight, only about 30 miles from the center of the hurricane force winds. But the damage is going to be catastrophic, and hopefully we don't get a loss of life, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see a few. Now, looking at your track there, you see kind of tracking across Cuba, the Bahamas, and then should be going on by Bermuda as we head later in the week going in toward Thursday. All right, so let's look at our forecast. Let's look at the model data here as we're looking at the NAM model, as we're going to be looking at some wet weather coming in on Wednesday, looking a bit wet as that upper level low kind of drags on around. So I think in Thursday night, again, I think there's a possibility we might see a little bit of snow in the higher elevations. I think that's still in the cards there across, especially North Carolina side there as we go into Thursday morning. So again, that's what we're looking like right there. And some decent rains. I think we'll see some decent rains out of this. Right now, the NAM right now is kicking out all this green. I'd say 3/4 inch to an inch, but you notice this little brighter band in here across some of the North Georgia mountains. These are locally up to 2 inches plus in here. So I think we might see some heavier amounts in there. But generally, you know, 3/4 inch to an inch looks reasonable to me for the most part for this event, with some localized heavy amounts getting upwards to 2 to 3 inches. Okay. All right, so let's go and take a look at our forecast maps as we got to go through the rest of the 7 days ahead. So again, look at that little timestamp there on the top as I kind of go through this here. As we go into your Wednesday, you have a lot of dark green, so you know it's a high rain chance there on Wednesday. And then we're going to tape things off. Maybe some showers here in the morning, a little bit going into Thursday morning, but I think we break some sunshine by Thursday afternoon. And then going into Friday, it's not looking bad. Now, Halloween day, you might see some scattered frost across North Georgia, but really not looking too bad there. Saturday is also looking pretty good. Saturday and Sunday looking very good there for the first full weekend in November. And, of course, keep in mind, on Sunday morning, we get to set those clocks back 1 hour as daylight saving time comes to an end. And really, Monday and Tuesday look pretty good. I know the Weather Service is painting some green on here. I don't know. There's an inverted week low that's going down in the Gulf that may bring up something, but I'm leaving that out of the forecast right now. And then Tuesday looking pretty good. We are going to see the temperatures begin to moderate a little bit going into the next week, as we could see the return of some 60s, getting close to where we're supposed to be for this time of year. So here's our forecast for tomorrow. A yuck day, that's for sure. 53 and 46, 90% chance of rain. Rain and wind. It'll be gusty at times too. Overnight lows tonight, mostly in the 40s again as that rain encroaches from the west. East wind at 10 to 20. Tomorrow will be like 15 to 25, but some higher gusts up to 30, not out of the question here for tomorrow, as we pretty much hold in the 50s. This looks a lot like our Monday forecast here all across North Georgia. Regionally looking like this: 57 in Nashville, 55 in Memphis, 63 in Columbus, 70 down in Savannah, 69 in Mobile, and New Orleans even cooling down at 66 degrees. And as far as the next 7 days are concerned, again, staying in the 50s for Wednesday and Thursday. Halloween looking pretty good. We got a lot of sunshine that day, 61, 41. Again, maybe some scatter frost across North Georgia there on your Friday morning. And Saturday, 63, 40, 64, 41 on Sunday. Looking very nice. But we warm things back up. Look at that. We're back in the upper 60s by the time we head to Tuesday next week. Again, some question marks on there on that week-low disturbance kind of goes Sunday night, Monday. We'll see if that changes that forecast. But right now, really not looking too bad here all across North Georgia. Once we get the rain out of here. Needed rainfall. I'm not complaining because we needed the rainfall. And because after this, it doesn't look like we have any real significant rains coming our way for a little while. We're going to get a little bit of a break there. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out here on the YouTube channel. We're kind of growing this organically, a little at a time. We're at about 229 subscribers. So if you'd like to add your name to the list, why don't you hit that subscribe button right now and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future weather updates. All right, that's it for now. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.